Green, green, green. They're going to go 3 wide.
And Andretti car moving up here in Mid-Ohio.
Turn number 4, side by side through the corner.
Renus DK and Robert McGinnis, a dead heat at the exit of turn number 2.
Side by side, and Oliver Askew scores.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Road to Indy TV Live, presented by Cooper Tires. I'm your host, Tony Laporta, and the sun continues to set here on the Corn Coast in central Indiana. We're getting ready to go for the Freedom 90. We just wrapped things up with the Freedom 75, where Christian Rasmussen went green to checker, led all 75 laps, and made it kind of boring, but he's your winner. Back here, starting 5th place, Devlin DeFrancesco in Indy Pro 2000. Devlin, you roll in here with a very strong season so far, but this is oval racing, and anything can happen. How's the weekend been for you guys to start?
I think very good. I think the learning curve has been quite steep, but we've taken it really well. I've taken it in our stride. You know, Andretti have really helped me get up to speed and got me up to speed quickly. My engineer has won a lot of oval races, so it's really great to have him, Doug Zister, and you know, J-Rob and Jessica on the car as well. A ton of oval experience between them. Just a great team of people around me. It's really helped me to get up to speed quite quickly. Starting 5th, anything could happen in the oval racing, so I'm excited to get a good first lap and see what we can do.
Obviously, the Andretti team around you has a lot of oval experience. What about you yourself? What does it look like for you when it comes to oval racing experience?
Well, this is my 2nd day on an oval. So very, very, very new to it all, but hugely enjoyable. I love the high speed stuff, and the small changes make quite a big difference. I've tend to found out so far. So I think we have quite a solid race car. So I'm excited to see what we, when we go green, I'm excited to see what we have.
All right, it's Devlin DeFrancesco. He rolls 5th here today in Indy Pro 2000. Just behind him, starting 6th for Pabst Racing, you see Hunter McElrea. He's talking right now with IndyCar Ministries. Jason Holt will join Hunter here in just one moment. Artem Petrov in the Yunkos Racing number 42 will roll off in the 7th position. Hunter McElrea getting a few words of encouragement from Jason Holt with IndyCar Ministries. Hunter ready to go. Again, we said starting 6th today. The driver out of New Zealand ready to roll. Hunter, it's oval racing. Are you ready to go out there and get jiggy with it?
Always, mate. Always. I mean, it's been fun. These cars around here, you really got to hustle it. So it's heaps of fun. Starting P6, so we're fast. Didn't quite nail the qualifying yesterday, but feeling pretty strong for this. So it should be fun, and looking forward to getting the ovals out.
Do you enjoy racing on the ovals here?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's something that I haven't had much experience with, obviously. So I'm loving the challenge. Learning a lot, even from last year. Just feel a lot more comfortable in the Indy Pro car, actually, just having it, you know, something to look back on with experience, obviously driving here in the USF car. So yeah, all good, having fun and enjoying the challenge.
Hey, remember, tell your dad to stay off those trash cans, okay?
Yeah, they're in danger around here.
They'll jump out and get you. That's Hunter McElrea. There's Andy McElrea. Oh, Mr. McElrea, we got to ask you, those trash cans just jump out and get you here in the States, or are you not used to them, or what's the deal?
Yeah, they're on the wrong side of the car, mate. That was the only problem.
See, I feel bad because him and I had an agreement. I wasn't going to talk about that, and then I talked about it, and I turned around and he was there. You're not going to, like, sick some New Zealand gang on me, are you?
Yeah, just when you least expect it, expect it.
Okay, the kangaroos are coming. I can feel it. Colin Kaminski, you've got your face covered. Thanks very much for caring about all of our safety. You didn't go out for final practice. Why?
I don't know. No, actually, we're just kind of
just didn't feel like it. We're busy. Netflix.
We just woke up at like 2 p.m. and I was like, I'm not really ready. No, we just decided there's a lot of risk to running right before 2 hours before a race. So I didn't know how much we stood to gain as opposed to what you stand to lose. So we just decided, yeah, we'll play it safe and learn tonight and go forward.
All right, what are you rolling off? 7th, 8th, 9th here? You just getting ready to lick the stamp?
Yeah, something like 9th. Yeah, we'll be on the inside of row 5 and we'll see what we can do from the bottom line. But usually the top line's a little bit better. So we'll see there. We'll work from there. We'll be safe, and that sounds like a plan.
Parker Thompson is a guy who's got a lot of laps around the Lucas Oil Raceway. PT, it's been a busy day. They're getting ready to send you guys. You're coming from the back. What is it like to drive an aero-dependent race car like this with a lot of turbulence at the start of these races?
Well, Tony, I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably pretty tough. Probably could have qualified a little bit better, but hopefully we get a bullet or a magic star like in Mario Kart, and we'll just see what we got to the front.
PT, I know all of Canada and even this host is cheering for you. Good luck out there.
Thank you, TLP. Means a lot. We'll see what the old Canadian rocket ship can do.
All right, it's Parker Thompson rolling off for D-Force Racing. Folks, it's been a very fun 2 days here in Brownsburg, Indiana. The Freedom 75 just wrapped up. Christian Rasmussen stays perfect, but coming up next, it is time for the first of two oval races here for Indy Pro 2000 competitors. Tight championship battle up at the front, and we got a whole lot of drivers that are looking to get in the middle and spoil it. So folks, stay right here on Road to Indy TV, because 90 laps of door-to-door, wheel-to-wheel, wing-to-wing racing is coming up next.
Once again, drivers are ready to fire things up here, and we're just waiting for the call from race control to get things underway. And of course, we say hello to those of you who have tuned in to Road to Indy TV, whether you're at home on your desktop or your laptop, potentially watching on your mobile device. We'd love to have you here. And of course, I don't think I did remember, we are also streaming on the FM, 87.9 on the FM. If you have your radio here, you want to tune in, 87.9 for the call here throughout the day. But again, Manuel Suleiman on that front row alongside Cody Swanson, and looking forward to what should be a tremendous battle over the first couple of laps here. Cold tires will be crucial. We are 1 minute away from getting things going again. 15 drivers ready to fire up these power plants, and we'll give a shout out to the good folks at Elite Engines, Steve and Logan Knapp, who spend so much time building these spec engines for all these drivers here. They build the engines for the USF 2000 category as well. Steve, of course, the 1998 Indy 500 Rookie of the Year, and of course, he and Logan, his son, absolute pros when it comes to building these engines, and they give us the reliability, the power that we need to put our program on. So again, a 90 lapper. We went 75 laps with USF 2000. These cars, as I said, guys, more horsepower, more downforce, more braking, more grip, more everything. And they'll hustle around here significantly quicker than the drivers at USF 2000. You wait, you'll enjoy this particular battle, and this should be a lot of fun up front. Ladies and gentlemen, about time to get things underway. Here we go. Drivers, start your engines. So 15 engines coming to life here. Interesting storyline here is, of course, the two drivers on the front row. Manuel Suleiman has never started an oval race on the front row here on the Road to Indy. He was on the pole, actually, through a strategy move at Mid-Ohio, second race. Depending on the fast lap, that's how you set up the next race. So they came in, put fresh tires on, and put on a fast lap, which put him on the pole. This is a legitimate pole in qualifying. So he'll start in the front row alongside Cody Swanson. This guy's been on the front row of, you got to think, hundreds or thousands of races here in the USAC program. But he's never done it before here, laying on his back like this in a Tatis PM18. This will be something a lot different visual for Cody Swanson, but he'll have the high side coming around the racetrack here. Let's see if Cody Swanson's able to battle Manuel Suleiman out for it. Row number 2 again, Stingray Robb, the young American from Idaho, alongside Daniel Frost from Singapore. Italian-Canadian Devlin DiFrancesco alongside Hunter McElrea from New Zealand. New Zealand, Australia, and America, United States. A lot of going around there for Hunter McElrea. We always laugh about residence and hometown and where he grew up. Nonetheless, an international field here for sure for Indy Pro 2000. It'll be a 90 lapper for these drivers here. The opening lap always unbelievably crucial. Pace car jetting away, coming out of turn number 2. Ducking down the inside. Gail Troyce, our pace car driver, she'll duck on in. Field setting up. First 4, 5, 6 rows, 7, 8 rows starting to get into place. Manuel Suleiman again will be the driver who will bring him down here. He'll be the first to punch off. The outside, though, Cody Swanson. He's going to want to roll the center on the outside of this corner. Can Swanson lead down into turn 3? We'll see how things go. Coming out of turn number 4, we're looking at Aaron Likens on the flag stand. Green, 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 and a great jump for Suleiman. Cody Swanson tucks up in behind the gearbox. Good start for both these drivers. Stingray Robb to the bottom of the racetrack early. He's trying to go to P2. Devlin DiFrancesco losing a bit of forward bite. Here comes Hunter McElrea. He'll beat him to the top side of turn number 3. Swanson running the rail. But it's the leader, Manuel Suleiman. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Stingray Robb. Cold tires, tough to hold the bottom. Oh, big wiggle there for Swanson coming into the corner. Swanson almost swapped ends on the Legacy Auto Sport machine coming into turn number 2, but gathered it up nicely. A lot of experience to get that done. He's just trying to get a feel for these Cooper tires coming up to temperature. Not a tire that he would be used to at all. Little wiggle as well there for Stingray Robb, and Swanson goes to P2. Daniel Frost almost loses it to the bottom of the racetrack. Frost goes to the inside. He almost throws it away in turn number 1 as well, side by side with Stingray Robb. Both these drivers in the championship battle. Robb staying to the top side of the racetrack. Daniel Frost to the bottom. Cold tires still, and Frost looks like he may have it coming out of the corner, but Robb with a head of steam. McElrea now runs in the 5th spot. 6th is DeFrancesco. We're watching this battle between Stingray Robb to the right and Daniel Frost, driver to the left. Stingray's going to go back. He'll go to the bottom of the racetrack this time. Stingray down to the bottom. To the top there still Cody Swanson. Little wiggle there. You can see the rear end twitch on Swanson, and Robb's taking this spot back. Stingray got it on a rail right now on the bottom. Swanson still looking good. This battling for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, though, is allowing Manuel Suleiman to pull away a little. Stingray going to the bottom. Watch that car push up, though, as you make that dive to the inside of the corner. Swanson trying to keep those tires coming up to temp. A real steady run for Cody Swanson in the Legacy Autosport number 20 machine. Robb, though, to the bottom. And again, you can see Swanson really taking care of the car on top. The more you push the car on the bottom like that, the more you're asking for the tires, and the car's going to rotate. Stingray Robb again, aggressive to the apex of 3. Swanson, they're going to run the outside. Robb deep into the corner again. He'll try to finish this one off, but again, a big run for Swanson. Look at that run down the back straight. Swanson taking care of the tires and using every bit of the racetrack around the high side. This is allowing, again, the lead to go to Manuel Suleiman. 1.7 seconds the lead as we're going to stay with this battle for 2nd. Couple of American drivers. One just won his first Indy Pro 2000 race. The other, 5-time USAC Silver Crown champion. We've never seen this before on the road to Indy here at the Carbonite Classic, and that's what makes it so extra special. Big issue there in front of the car for Stingray Robb. He had to correct it there. A little bit of exit oversteer for Robb, and he had to correct. And that allowed Swanson. Swanson seems like he's got a good run around the outside. I don't know. I think Stingray Robb's got a really good car, but he just can't seem to keep it planted on the bottom. We'll watch just that front. That front again, always that little wiggle. He's got to recorrect. This is a great battle, a good fight. Stingray again to the bottom of the racetrack. But again, Swanson to the high side. Just keeping that car up top, taking care of those tires, and we are so early into this, only 10 laps in this time around. Manuel Suleiman continues to lead out front, stretching that lead. Stingray keeps throwing it to the bottom, but he just simply can't get in. They might want to just tuck in for a bit here, but I think he'd rather try to go to 2nd. Daniel Frost has fallen to that 4th position. Hunter McElrea in 5th. Devlin DeFrancesco in 6th spot. 7th is Braden Eves. 8th at Artem Petrov. 9th Parker Thompson. And 10th is Moises De Oliveira. Looks like Charles Finelli did not make the start of the race, an issue in the last practice session. So it looks like Stingray Robb maybe taking a couple of laps off to take care of the tires, let him cool off a little bit. He was running that bottom to mid line. Stingray, I think, has a pretty good race car. He's just got to hold on to it here. Freedom 90 brought to you by Cooper Tires, live here on Road to Indy TV. And Cody Swanson running a comfortable 2nd spot. Super patient with that top side, never gave it up, made sure that Stingray Robb kept working the bottom of the racetrack. Swanson still on top. I gotta think there's a bunch of Silver Crown car guys watching this saying, I'd like to try one of these cars. If Cody gets to get a shot at it, let me get a shot at it. I'm sure the phone will be ringing off the hook at a couple of these team owners here of the Road to Indy and Indy Pro that these guys want a shot at one of these cars, because Cody definitely looking good here as he's holding back the driver who won the last race in this Indy Pro 2000 program, Stingray Robb. definitely a clash of experience, though, which is what I think is such an exciting part of what we're seeing on the racetrack here today. Is you think Stingray Robb coming up through the karting ranks as a young 9-year-old driver representing his country at the Rock Cup International Final in Southgard, Italy. One of the first times I saw Stingray run overseas. He's run shifter karts. He made the move. He's done a bit of stock car racing, I'll say. He's been on the dirt a little bit, done a bit of stock car racing as well. But the road to Indy has kind of been his program. And to be able to run against a guy like Cody Swanson with so much experience on this oval here at Lucas Oil Raceway, but on some of the fantastic racetracks around the country in the Midwest. Swanson holding a good run up front here. And in fact, he's edging away slightly here. I want to see what kind of gap we have between Suleiman and Swanson. It was 2 seconds last time by. Manuel Suleiman the leader. Cody Swanson running P2. Stingray Robb third. Manuel Suleiman in the number 8 machine, your leader. Solid run out front. Corey Enders, his teammate. Down a lap now. Corey struggling a little bit with the race car. Cody Swanson now going to make a move to try to get around Corey. Let's say if Corey stays to the bottom of the racetrack, he does. Swanson has trouble. He's got to go to the bottom. First time for Swanson down to the bottom on the inside of the racetrack. He's going to get through cleanly thus far. Cody had the top side. I think he expected he was going to get the top side as well, and that potentially Corey Enders was going to stay to the bottom, but Corey stayed to the top, and Swanson went to the bottom. So this time Stingray Robb coming through. No other real battles on the racetrack at this point here. Now that Cody's got some open racetrack and not challenged at all, we'll start looking at lap times. 21.607 for Suleiman, 21.613 for Cody Swanson, 21.864 for Stingray Robb. So Swanson edging out about 0.2 of a second on that last lap. But again, Stingray Robb was caught up a little bit, having to work his way by Corey Enders. Devlin DeFrancesco going to make his move to the bottom of Corey Enders as well. You got to watch when you make that first move to the bottom to see how that car's going to respond when you turn in there and ask a little more of it in terms of the radius of your corner. Braden Eves doing the same. Braden trying to work his way up on Devlin DeFrancesco. Started 8th. He moved up into one spot into 7th. Not a lot of big movers thus far. Everybody kind of holding station here. Parker Thompson up into 9th spot. He started 10th. Everybody really up one spot. That's about it. Artem Petrov dropping one spot from 7th to 8th. Otherwise, again, everybody kind of holding station here. We'll look more at lap times in terms of see what kind of battle we may have coming up. One of the quicker drivers here, Daniel Frost, closing up a little bit here on Stingray Robb. And I'll tell you, Cody Swanson, almost 0.2 of a second quicker than Suleiman last time by. Cody Swanson is closing on Manuel Suleiman. And the more you close, the better, to put the pressure on. Got to get them thinking. Lap 26 in the books and another 0.2 of a second. Swanson, 0.2 of a second quicker lap. He's 2.2 back. That's 11 laps. He's coming. Cody Swanson, the Legacy Autosport Fatheads machine, is working his way forward. Again, shout out to everyone tuning in here on the Road to Indy TV app or roadtoindy.tv. As I said before, my fellow IndyCar radio reporter, Michael Young trackside. Ryan Marine, who I'll be with on pit lane on Sunday, listening in as well, watching the broadcast here. Ryan, thank you so much. Future of the NTT IndyCar Series on display here at Lucas Oil Raceway. Suleiman, Swanson, Robb, Frost, and McElrea. That is your top 5. And Swanson is most definitely closing, just chipping away at it. Lap traffic not quite as prevalent, of course, or even as slow as we would have had in USF 2000. The gap between drivers up front and those struggling is not near as much as you had in USF 2000. So many of these drivers, of course, have had time in a USF 2000 car here. Hunter McElrea, of course, Braden Eves, a champion, Parker Thompson, a race winner here. So these guys, although they may not be up to the pace of the race leader right now, they're still quick. Harder to close up on them, harder to pass. Last time by, Cody Swanson turning his fast lap of 21.383. Another 0.2 of a second closer. Swanson most definitely closing up here. Swanson now rolling into turn 1. Still running that nice line to the top part of the racetrack, really taking care of those Cooper tires, and that paid off because Cody, as he works his way down into turn number 3, really challenged early by Stingray Robb. And I think now we're seeing more of a reason why Stingray was pushing so hard. I think he understood that if Cody got out front, got some heat into those tires, and was able to hold a spot, it may be tough to reel him in. Again, this is the first time we've seen a Legacy Autosport Indy Pro 2000 car in competition. Of course, they run in primarily USF 2000 with Cameron Shields and Ayrton Orey. This program, not just what you're looking at here right now, not just a car with a great driver, but Kent Boyer, engineer for Bilardi Auto Racing in the Indy Lights program, actually engineering this car, which says a lot as well. Mike Meyer, of course, the team owner of Legacy Autosport. Legacy coming from the fact that Louis Meyer, his grandfather, great-grandfather, I believe. Cody Swanson closing up. That last time by, lost a 1/10, but he has been closing 2 to 3/10 of a second. Cody Swanson going to start reeling him in. Now we got some lap traffic as well. This is going to be key. How does Cody handle the lap traffic, and how does Manuel Suleiman handle it? He is closing right up because they're got behind Corey Enders again. So, Suleiman goes to the bottom. Enders, that's his teammate. Swanson gets a good run to the bottom of the racetrack. This is going to allow Stingray Robb back into the fight a little bit, but Cody Swanson most definitely reeling in the leader. A little bit more gap here as Robb now going to the bottom. Enders into turn number 1. That pass completed. You see Enders holding the spot and Stingray letting the car drift back up a little bit. Stingray Robb working his way down that back straightaway. A couple of really near misses for race wins at the end of 2019 for Stingray, and you wonder whether he was going to get that first win. It came at Mid-Ohio, and of course with a flood of emotion, finally getting that monkey off his back, but running very strongly here again, P3. That would be big for the championship because, yeah, we're looking at the race win. Is it going to be Manuel Suleiman? Is it going to be Cody Swanson or Stingray Robb? But there's still a championship up for grabs, and one of the things about the oval races here in the Road to Indy, they pay 1.5 points. So instead of 30 points for the win, it's 45 points for the win. So success here can really dial things in terms of a championship fight. Cody Swanson trying to get back at it again to close back up on Manuel Suleiman. Manuel now getting closer to the number 3 of Antoine Comeau. And that's going to allow Cody to reel him in. So here's the battle right now. Swanson closing up. He'll go to the high side. He's going to try the high side. It could be side by side. He passes him around the outside. Swanson around the outside of turn 4. What a pass for Cody Swanson. That's called not lifting. Going around the outside and threading the needle. Manuel Suleiman checked up behind Antoine Comeau. And Swanson said, hey, there's a gap. I'm going there. And he went around the outside. Cody Swanson, your leader. What a pass. That may be one of the best passes for the lead I've seen here in Road to Indy competition. No lift coming out of that corner. He'll now try to work to see if he can get by Antoine Comeau, but the bottom line is Cody Swanson is the new leader for Legacy Autosport. He'll start pole later today in the USAC Silver Crown race. His team down on pit lane watching intently as we're just to the halfway point now, almost to the halfway. 43 laps down. 45 will be the halfway point of the Freedom 90. And Cody Swanson has gone to the lead. Now, one of the issues when you're trying to pass a car here is losing the aero off the front. I talked about the difference between a USF 2000 car and an Indy Pro 2000 car. A lot more downforce on this particular race car, which means more dependency on the air rolling over that front wing. And when you're getting behind a car here, especially trying to roll into turn number one, you get that aero wash, and it happens quite a bit. Cody taking his time right now, being told he's got the gap back to Manuel Suleiman, quicker by 1/10 of a second last time by, even with Antoine Comeau up front. It's not like he's losing anything right now. So the urgency really not there for Swanson to try to find a way by Comeau because he's still holding back Manuel Suleiman. Not only is Swanson's USAC Silver Crown team intently watching, as is his team here from Legacy Autosport. This is how you get dizzy at an oval race. You watch from the infield, and it's just a bunch of 360s. Sooner or later, you got to turn the other direction a couple times to unwind yourself, but they're watching their man right now, Cody Swanson up front. And I'll tell you, when I went over after qualifying last night, after Cody went P2, the smiles in that paddock were absolutely ear to ear. They were thrilled with having Cody in the tent and in the trailer and what he was able to do on the racetrack. And this is a young team. This is Mike Meyer trying to build a team. All the good folks from Metalloid as well who have put the time in and the money in to put this team together. They got a great young driver, a couple of great young drivers in USF 2000. Of course, our Ayrton Ori not here this weekend, but Cameron Shields, everybody knows how great that young Australian is. They've got a new partner with Maradi Autosport. They've got a new sponsor on the side of the car for Cameron Shields and Medishare. And now they got a driver leading here after 49 laps in the Freedom 90. Cody Swanson still pulling away, and that's the interesting part of this right now. Quicker by a couple of tenths of a second, almost a full second, but he has still not gone by Antoine Comeau. So give it up for Antoine because he's running actually quicker than the drivers running in second. Daniel Frost has been able to get by Stingray Robson, move Daniel Frost to second, or third rather, the number 68. He's P3 in the championship, Daniel Frost. Winner here last year with Exclusive Autosport. He's going to go to work here now on Manuel Suleiman. Down to the bottom of the racetrack goes Daniel Frost. Here's the side-by-side action. Frost at the bottom of the track, but of course, good forward bite coming off the top side for Suleiman. We'll have some side-by-side action for a couple of corners. Oh, big slide there for Daniel Frost. Lost the front of that race car and had to chase it up almost into the side of Manuel Suleiman. That could have been ugly. As the car chasing up the racetrack, and Suleiman, of course, he was far enough forward he would not really have even known the fact that Daniel Frost had lost some grip out of that race car. So that's going to give Suleiman a little breathing time. Same goes for Cody Swanson. Cody finally able to get by Antoine Comeau, and that's big because, number one, Suleiman's going to try to get by Comeau. He was not able to do it, and that's what allowed Cody Swanson to take over the lead. Now Swanson leading by 1.5 seconds. I don't care what happens here today with Cody Swanson, but someone's got to put him in the car at Worldwide Technology Raceway Gateway next week. I got to see him back in this Indy Pro 2000 car. He has been an absolute dynamo here today as he leads here. Put lap 55 in the books. He'll have to get by Corey Enders again. Rolling up here on Corey Enders quickly. Next driver to get by would be, I believe, Jacob Abel. Cody being really gentle, trying to work his way by Corey Enders. Thought about the top side, went back to the bottom. Solid move there. May have lost a little bit of ground back to Daniel Frost, but I think being smarter and not overcooking into that corner, a great idea. It's still Daniel Frost in third. He has not been able to get by Manuel Suleiman. The gap now 1.6 seconds. Suleiman and Frost have to get by both Camo and Enders again. And Camo's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. He's running 13th, but really good lap times for Antoine. He's to the bottom of the racetrack now. Cody Swanson setting out to reel in Jacob Abel. Jacob running in the 12th position. Here's your top 10 rundown here, lap 57. Swanson leads, Suleiman second, Frost in third. Stingray Rob fourth, Hunter McElrea fifth. Devlin DeFrancesco, your point leader, now sixth spot. Braden Eves in seventh, Artem Petrov eighth, Parker Thompson ninth, and Colin Kaminski in 10th. Hunter McElrea and Stingray Rob going at it. Hunter McElrea may be one of the drivers to watch on this racetrack right now. He's to the inside of Stingray Rob. That's P5. He's going to work. He'll go to the bottom of the track, and he's going to pinch. Yeah, that's going to be a pick right there on Stingray Rob. Move Hunter McElrea to P4. The Pabst Racing driver in that black and white number 18, bottom of the racetrack, will go to the inside of Antoine Camo. He's the guy on the move right now. Hunter McElrea able to get on the podium again at Mid-Ohio, and he has worked his way into fourth spot, and I got a feeling he's going to be reeling him in as well. Stingray Rob, as you see, to the bottom of Antoine Camo, and Devlin DeFrancesco closing in there as well, but I like the action being put on here by Hunter McElrea. He is most definitely closed up. If we go further up here, that's the battle. Let's go further up. There it is right there. Great job for the Road to Indy TV guys. That is the scrap right now for third spot. That's the final run of the podium. Look at Hunter McElrea put that car to the bottom. He's able to turn that thing down mid-corner, and it's biting and getting forward action. Look at this move to the inside. Hunter McElrea might not be able to do it. Had to pedal a little bit out of turn number 2. But McElrea to the bottom again. It seems like a matter of time for Hunter McElrea to get by Daniel Frost. Again to the bottom. Frost holding that top part of the racetrack. 63 laps down. 28 to go. Make it 27. Cody Swanson out front by 3.3 seconds. What a drive for Cody Swanson in a car so foreign to him. The seating position on this race car is so radically different to what he's going to do when he gets out of this car and climbs back into the Silver Crown car. Sitting on a bar stool or laying on your Barco Lounger. Essentially, the way he sits in this car, his feet are above his butt. It's a high footwell for this race car, which is such an odd way for him to sit, having not driven before. This battle for third, however, for Hunter McElrea and Daniel Frost has allowed Manuel Suleiman to stretch out to a more comfortable cushion now in P2. McElrea again to the bottom of the track, just trying to get it to stick, trying to dive it in there. It's all about getting that run off of turn 2. Just can't quite pull alongside. This time Frost in a little bit lower on the racetrack to see if he can't hold him by. Good run there for Cody Swanson. Again, he's able to get to the inside of Jacob Abel, so move Abel down a lap, but Swanson picking his way through the drivers further back here. If anybody in the land of Road to Indy or the NTT IndyCar Series wanted to know about the skill set of the guys that can hustle around these USAC Silver Crown cars, we're seeing it here today because Cody Swanson has been, as I said, an absolute gem watching what he's been able to do out here today, slipping behind the wheel of this race car. Rear engine, 280 horsepower, open wheel cockpit car. This is amazing the way he's putting things down. Fast laps as well, 3 second out front. This battle's still continuing though for that third spot. Hunter McElrea, does he get enough forward bite coming out of turn number 2 to get down to the inside of 3? He does. He'll wash the car up the racetrack a little bit, go mid-lane to the inside, book it. Hunter McElrea to P3. This kid is coming on mid-season. Runner-up last year in the Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship. Hottest driver on the scene. Second half of the season last year, Braden Eves had to win the finale to steal the championship away and be able to hold on to it. Hunter McElrea, an amazing young talent. And you look at the Oliver Askew and Renus VK duo. The Pato Award and Colton Herta. This is the Braden Eves and Hunter McElrea. We look forward to watching these drivers work their way all the way through the program together. McElrea went out with open racetrack. I don't know if there's enough time with 19 laps remaining for him to be able to reel in Manuel Suleiman. He's well back after that long battle to get by Daniel Frost. Suleiman well up the road. But it's not, I can say it's not doable. 1.5 seconds is the gap between second and third. McElrea with open racetrack now. 0.3 of a second but last time. He could get this job done. McElrea up on the wheel. 21.9. Wow, 21.573. Almost 0.4 of a second faster, McElrea. He is closing now for second. He was actually quicker by 0.3 than the leader, Swanson. But he's almost 5 seconds back of Cody. Cody was sure with the spotter up top. Tell him exactly what to do to manage the time. He'll move to the inside of Corey Enders again into turn number 3 and 4. Swanson lets it wash back up to the top part of the racetrack. Reset. Power back out of the corner. But it's McElrea closing on Manuel Suleiman, most definitely. Gap was under a second last time by. 0.9, call it 0.7 of a second. They worked their way down the backstretch. You can see it right there. Look how fast the closing speed is for McElrea. He'll go to the bottom now to go to second. Does he have a chance to reel in Cody Swanson? I don't know. There's only 15 laps to go. But McElrea, the fastest driver on the racetrack now. He's going to see if he can't get into the gap of Swanson, but it's massive. It's 4.3 seconds. He'd have to be significantly quicker each lap. I don't know that we're going to see that, especially with some lap traffic in front of him. And Cody can turn it up at will. Cody Swanson up front. Can he put off the challengers and grab what would be a historic victory here on the road to Indy? Impressive run by Hunter McElrea further back as well. This last time by, McElrea actually a bit slower than Swanson. Cody laying down to 21.802 to McElrea's 8.61. And it's nothing but open racetrack for the rest of this one here for 12 laps for Cody Swanson. There are no lap cars in front of him. The fullback straightaway. He could potentially get into Corey Enders again at the end here, or the number 9 rather, would be Parker Thompson. I can't see him reel in Parker Thompson right now. Yeah, Parker did a 22 flat last time by. He's only 0.2 off. So it's going to be open racetrack for Cody Swanson. And to be honest, Hunter McElrea's got to be really pleased. Started 6th. He's running second. 10 laps to go for Swanson. As I said, there have got to be a bunch of Silver Crown drivers here on pit lane saying, hey, listen, if he gets a shot at this deal, I want one too. And because Cody has made it almost easy. The transition, of course, nothing but easy. Talked about it a lot yesterday with me in the paddock. It's been a learning experience with every lap, but he's able to draw on all the time he has spent here at Lucas Oil Raceway. His ability to understand the asphalt surface, the way the tires start to go away, the way he's able to manipulate and manage that tire wear through the way he drives through the corners. And again, that was one of the big things, going from the bias ply to the radial tire. It's just such a different animal for Cody Swanson. Cody again across the line. That'll be lap number 83. 7 laps remaining. Hunter McElrea, absolutely fantastic here as well, as he has been able to go to P2 from 6th got by some of the best drivers in the program, of course. Pole sitter Manuel Suleiman, multi-time race winner Daniel Frost, of course, the most recent race winner Stingray Robb. In fact, there's a battle there as well. That will be for 5th late in the race. Devlin DiFrancesco trying to go after Stingray Robb here. Stingray trying to hold him off for P5. Those are the drivers battling for the championship right now. Stingray trying to hold him off. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the job done, though, because DiFrancesco back to the bottom. DiFrancesco trying to make the move here. Swanson into 1 and 2, clean. There'll be 5 to go when he gets back around. DiFrancesco able to get by Corey Anderson, move DiFrancesco to 5th. Stingray Robb to 6th. That's probably going to hold on to the point lead for DiFrancesco with that move. I'll tell you, folks, the team down there at Legacy Autosport is just crossing their fingers and hoping. They are watching their driver work his way around here to come out of turn 4 to put in lap number 87. 3 to go for Swanson. What a run here. And it has been impressive. And I think even more so, the laps themselves. We're watching some big-time racing further back. Cody's got to take it easy where he is because there's about 7 drivers battling for position. Camo, Eves, they're all scrapping out here. Braden Eves battling with Colin Kaminski and Artem Petrov, and they're knifing through lap traffic. Swanson puts lap number 88 in the books. 2 to go. Anything happens on the racetrack, and this race is done anyways. Swanson easy through 3 and 4. I guarantee the spotters are telling him to just take it easy here. White flag gonna fly this time by for Cody Swanson in the Legacy Autosports Fatheads machine. Out at 1 and 2. What a run so far. Next stop, Gateway. Stop after that, the Freedom 100 through 3 and 4. What a story here for the Road to Indy, the Carb Night Classic. The winner, the Freedom 90, Cody Swanson. What a victory for Swanson, coming in and taking on the established drivers. Hunter McElrea from 6th to 2nd. That team is absolutely ecstatic. Mike Meyer down there, Fred Edwards, everyone. Nathan Toney, and of course engineering as well, as I said. Also Kent Boyer, part of the program. Manuel Suleiman holding on for 3rd. Devlin DiFrancesco. He was able to get by Daniel Frost at the end, so what a last couple laps for Devlin DiFrancesco. He goes to P4. Frost 5th, Robb 6th, Braden Eves in 7th, Colin Kaminski 8th, Artem Petrov 9th, and Parker Thompson 10th. And I'll tell you, we just went green to checker in both of our races. No yellow flags. Hunter McElrea bring the number 18 machine in here. We'll see the number 8 of Manuel Suleiman, but we're also going to see the number 20 of Cody Swanson. He's going to bring himself around here, folks. I'm heading to Tatis Victory Lane, and we'll talk to Cody Swanson after an absolutely unbelievable finish. All right, folks, let's get underway down here at Tatis Victory Lane and start with our drivers. Great run for this guy here. Great day all around. Qualified on the pole position for D-Force Racing, coming home to a 3rd place finish. Please a round of applause for Manuel Suleiman. Manuel coming home in the 3rd spot. Manuel grabbed that trophy. He'll snap a couple of pics. P3 for Manuel. All tremendous trip here to Lucas Oil Raceway. A lot of storylines to watch coming through that race. We talked about Devlin DiFrancesco late in the run, but this guy here from 6th position at the end, he came on like an absolute freight train. Folks, finishing 2nd place today for Pabst Racing, Hunter McElrea. Folks, every once in a while here in the Road to Indy, we get a storyline that really rocks us, and we love it. This was one of them. Great to see this guy, 5-time USAC Silver Crown champion, coming to try something a little different, folks. We put him in behind the wheel of an Indy Pro 2000 car with Legacy Autosport, and he, show of the night, ladies and gentlemen, the winner today of the Night Classic, Cody Swanson! Cody, we got to do our socially distanced interview here right now. Obviously, coming into this event here, for you, it's something brand new. So you and I talked last night, and everything was new. Your seating position was new, the tires, the driving line, everything. Can you tell me how you feel right now, having been able to come through with an amazing victory?
I'm an emotional guy anyway, and it's hard not to be overflowing with emotion in a moment like this. I told him earlier down there, I'm 32 years old. I've been trying for a long time, and I'm so thankful for the group of people that rallied around me to give me a chance at this. You know, I can't believe it that we are here. You know, all I wanted to do yesterday was try to get better for these guys because they deserve a good driver for their car because it's excellent, and they put so much into this Indy Pro 2000 effort. And gave me a great car, and so I'm so thankful that I didn't screw it up. And I thought I did a couple times. I about lost it into turn one there on like the second lap, and luckily it caught because I didn't do anything in there but hang on. And man, these guys did what a great job. The Meyer family, Mike and Butch and Legacy Autosport and Fred Edwards at Metalloid giving me a chance to get in it the first time. But Rico Elmore and Fatheads Eyewear stepped up big to finish this so we could come out here and try to race these guys for it this weekend. And Jeff Helbin, Rosewood Machine and Tool. But man, how about the individuals on this team? You know, I mentioned Mike and Butch, but their brother Matt, lead engineer Matt Curry, but Kent Boyer come on to take care of me, babysit me a little bit in my rookie orientation here, and he did an amazing job on the race car. And we got Butch working on it, and Quick Nick takes care of us so well. And how about Dwayne Ellwanger from the spotter stand coaching me through it because I sure didn't know what I was doing. And man, I know I'm forgetting some people, but there are so many that are involved with this Legacy Motorsports Autosport team. Sorry, man, wrong series, but Legacy Autosport. What an incredible group of people, and I'm thankful to have been their driver tonight.
There he is, folks. Give it one more time for this guy, Cody Swanson. How about that pass as well? Unbelievable pass to take that position. Cody Swanson, as you said, an emotional guy, and there's a reason to be emotional. A lot of people rallied around to make this thing happen, and to be able to see him do what he did, come out here and do something a little different, get behind the wheel of a car that is so foreign to what he's going to do a little later on tonight, starting from the pole, of course, in the Silver Crown show, to get out here and do what he did, an amazing run for him. We'll wrap things up here from Tatis Victory Lane, ladies and gentlemen. What a great run for Cody Swanson. Big run for Hunter McElrea, the championship as well. And Manuel Suleiman on the podium. Congratulations, Cody Swanson, your winner. The Carb Night Classic Freedom 90.